Let's look at Language Arts, page 225, 229, and 232. 225 is called Words to Know. Read the story, draw a picture to go with it. Let's go ahead and read this story together. It says, "We worked together in the garden. The baby watched us work. I used a garden tool with sharp points. We had only a small garden, so we had enough flower seeds to plant. We put pretty flowers around the edge of our garden." Okay, so we have a story about some gardening, and so you're going to include that in your illustration. A couple of things to keep in mind as details for your illustration. It says here that it's a small garden, so maybe it only takes up maybe half of this page instead of this whole rectangle. It does mention that there's a baby that's watching them work, so there's at least two people who are working in the garden, and there's also the baby. So maybe the baby is set up in a little playpen, or it has a toy, the kind of scoot toy or something like that. So there's the baby, the people who are working. So I would say at least 3 people in your picture. And then you have different types of gardening tools. Maybe when it says that has sharp points, maybe it's something that you would use to prune or to cut some of the branches or leaves. Maybe it's going to be like a shovel that you're going to use because the shovel has a sharp point so that you can dig a hole in order to plant these flower seeds. So one person could be planting flower seeds, and they're only putting these flowers around the edge of the garden. So maybe the center of the garden is still just dirt, and they're putting the flower seeds all around. So it's your choice, but keep those details in mind as you make your own illustration. Once you finish this page and the drawing, let's go ahead and move on to our next page, which is 229, and this is a spelling page, and it's called The Vowel Sound in Coin, the oi sound. Use the letter for each shape to write 2 spelling words. So for example, we have these shapes that have letters. The shapes are down below, and we need to make sure that those shapes represent a letter. So let's do number 1 together. Number 1 starts off with a square. What letter is inside of the square? An S. Next we have a triangle. What letter does that represent? An O. And the diamond is an I. And finally the circle. That's an L. This is our spelling word, soil. Soil. I'm going to check that off. I'll let you go ahead and do number 2 on your own. And let's read the directions for the next part of this page. It says, write the spelling word that goes with each picture. I'll describe each picture to you, but I'll let you do the writing on your own. Number 3, here we have a pencil, but it's just pointing here to this end of the pencil, like it's just been sharpened. That part of the pencil is called the... Look at your spelling word list and figure it out. Number 4, this truck is an example of a... 5, it's not a girl, it's a... And number 6, oh, let's see if you remember from our money math chapter. This is an example of a... Okay, very good. When you're done with this page, let's do one more. 232. Again, it's another spelling page. It's called Spelling Spree. Circle and write the hidden spelling words. So we look here at this example. There are too many letters to spell a spelling word. Instead, one of our words is hidden with extra letters around it that we do not need. If you look at number 1, look at this word. It's not a spelling word. But look carefully and you will find a hidden spelling word. So find the hidden spelling word, circle only the letters for that spelling word, and write the spelling word down below and check it off. Once you complete with that, the next part of the page says proofread, which means find the mistake in each sentence, circle each spelling word that is wrong, and write it on the line correctly. So take a look at 4, 5, 6. find the mistakes in those spelling words, circle it, and write it correctly on your own.